sure he's going to send me a message. All right. We're moving into the next ad, the next song, and then we're going to cover something else that happened this week because, beating a dead horse is beating a dead horse. But like I said, I really do think that these are conversations that need to be had, and they need to be had ad nauseum. As much as people don't want to hear it.
Yep.
As much as people don't want to hear it, we need to hear it. We need to hear it is what it boils down to. This will be a 2-minute, 55-second song, and here we go.
We interrupt regular programming to bring you the special report.
Somewhere little children cry as their parents say goodbye, bound for a land far away. When they'll return they just can't say, to this place where wise men walked, in a world where men won't talk. Can't help but see the irony, making war to keep the peace. Oh God, I hate this swirling dust. Don't wanna be here, but I must. Lord, I do not want to die, and that's the reason why I'm trusting in the sentry in the sky. Events have gone awry. Can't change the world, but I've gotta try. Under eastern stars I pray, keeping low and hoping for better days. Oh God, I hate this swirling dust. To you, my love, I miss you much. Wipe a tear from your eye, I'll see you by and by, 'cause I'm trusting in the sentry in the sky.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at mbradio.com.
All right. So yeah, H Train. H Train and I are going to get together this week, and I'm going to square a lot of things away on my end since I'm basically running the board. I need some training too, man. All right.
I think you're doing good, Mark.
We're gonna, yeah, but I'm making some mistakes. I'm forgetting to set the destinations up, and I gotta learn how to do that. Take some notes, make sure I'm familiar with it. So, all right, we're gonna take the last 15 minutes, and we're going to talk about Simone Biles. Before we do that, though, I stumbled across, and this goes back to the illegal aliens. Okay. There was a father in France whose son was murdered by a refugee. And this is what the man said. In France, we welcome refugees. They are housed, fed, and then they kill our children. Today, Benoit, who was his son, was about to turn 18 and some shitty scum took his life. So, if that's what you want, and we've seen it here in this country too, but if that's what you want, hey man, that's what you're going to get. Until they take your kids, and they take your kids. I'll tell you what, you take my daughter, you take my son, you better stand by to stand by.
Yep.
Because I'm not going to be forgiving. I'm not I'm not going to do it. And I'm tired of having to have these conversations that, quite frankly, are honestly common sense. I mean, are you serious now?
You would think, yeah.
So Simone Biles said the following. Let me pull this up for a second. I saved a lot of these comments about Simone Biles, and her going after Riley Gaines, because I couldn't believe I was hearing that from a woman. This all started because a male in Minnesota was a pitcher for a high school softball team. Okay, so if you understand the backstory of this, you kind of get where I'm coming from with it. All right. Riley Gaines called that out. Riley Gaines said, "Of course you're going to win 6 games in a row if you're a guy playing against girls." And Simone Biles turned around and responded. And I'm sitting there reading with this young woman, and I want to make sure that people understand I am blown away by that young woman and her talent. I don't know how you feel about it, but she's incredible.
Who, Simone?
I mean, she's just, Simone Biles is just, wow, right?
Oh, there's no doubt she's just extremely talented.
That said, going after another woman and making the comment, the reason that you're upset is because you got beat, is literally and figuratively a bunch of crap. Couldn't believe that was said out of that young lady's mouth.
Yeah.
The only, and I'm not going to say, okay, I will say this. The only reason that she has those medals that she has, and she earned them. But could you imagine if she was going head to head with males, with men?
Right.
She would get smoked.
Oh, big time.
I mean, she would get straight up smoked. And here's some of the comments. There's a guy, his name is Xavier. I follow him. It's Xavier Rousseau is his name. This is what he said. Oh, that's the wrong one. Holy crap. All right. Simone Biles, first of all, calling a woman manly because she's tall is ironically so misogynistic. I'm not going to insult you, but for what it's worth, this is incredibly disappointing to your fan. For years, you've been the golden example of hard work, integrity, and clarity, but you've allowed your own excellence to blind you from fairness. Riley is fighting for women to have safe spaces to compete. As someone who knows her personally, she is so kind regardless of race, religion, sexuality, or political views. What she does not tolerate is biological men exploiting and weaponizing tolerance to get an unfair advantage in women's spaces, which includes the extreme discomfort that women feel when male eyes and genitalia are in a locker room. Simone, you were way too intelligent and triumphant to not understand this. And as a girl's girl, you should know how low vibrational your rhetoric is. I beseech you, reevaluate the disgusting, hateful, misogynistic words you spewed at Riley. So let's talk about this, and let's talk about the trans world, because it's a small world. Honestly, it's tiny. People who suffer from gender dysphoria are not people like the guy who the man who beat Riley Gaines in the NCAA championships, whatever the hell his name is.
Leah or something.
Yeah, whatever the hell he is. Here's the thing. The only reason he's important is he put a spotlight on it.
Right.
Well, look at what happened in L.A. last week. Speaking of L.A., that male DA, Gonzalez, I think is his last name, Hernandez. I don't know.
Hernandez, yeah.
That was a dude who dominated every event that he entered because he is a he.
Right.
Okay. Now, my daughter, whom I love, I cannot stress how much I love her, said to me this week when we had a conversation about this that gender is a social construct. And I have asked her to provide the documents proving that. I will tell the people watching this show that it is not a social construct. It is biological. You are a male, you are a female. If you suffer from gender dysphoria, then you are mentally challenged when it comes to how you see yourself in the world. And just so you understand, that isn't a bad thing. It's just a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when you weaponize and exploit it, hey, Jose Flores came on. Hey, buddy. Hey, we will get this right. I will figure out how to get this right so that you guys can jump on and make comments a lot more. I would be thrilled for that. But when you exploit and you weaponize gender, and then because obviously she's getting this information from somewhere, a young lady who is far too intelligent to allow that kind of crap to be legitimized. I have news for you, folks. Is exactly what it is. They have weaponized that particular subject, and who is paying the price for that? Not me, not Dennis, not Jose, hell, not even my mom. Although I think my mom could be. It's every woman who is out there who wants to compete on a level playing field.
And
That's suffering this.
And listen to what you said, Mark. You said that he dominated that sport. Well, that sport is for females,
isn't it?
That's
a female thing, right?
Started off being, right? So it was created for females. Hence the name women's track and field, women's swimming.
Women's track and field. And you know what? They have men's track and field.
And they have men's, okay? Yep.
If you're hell-bent on making everything a level playing field, then create a trans track and field. But I don't even want you to do that.
No.
I'll be honest, I don't want you to do that. You know why? Because you're playing into the fantasy.
Right.
You're playing into a person with gender dysphoria is genuinely confused as to who and what they are. A person I've brought up numerous times, Blair White, talks about it ad nauseum. I have gender dysphoria. I don't think I'm a woman in a man's body. I don't even know what White's real name is because I haven't dug deep enough. Because I respect the integrity of the individual.
Do you know what I envision at a trans game? Remember Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds? They had to make a special javelin because of his limp wrist. And I'm not bashing gay people. I'm just saying. But that's what I'm envisioning with trans games.
Right. Right.
And we got to make special equipment because of limp wrist.
Right. But if we see things for what they are instead of what we think we want them to be, then the conclusion is honest. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I am 5'2", 5'1.5" on a bad day.
You're shrinking.
I have always. Gravity works, right?
I am too, man. I'm in a race with you, I think.
But I'm gonna tell you guys something. Then we're gonna jump off because I have a memorial service to perform for. Here, I could have played this whole game with. I could have played this whole game of, you know what, I want to compete against girls, but hell, I was so athletically deficient the girls were beating me. They were all taller than I am, faster than I am, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
And but you didn't see me going around saying, "Hey, I think I'll pretend to be a girl."
Right.
And then I can compete better with them. I think that God made you the way you are, and if you're confused and you suffer from gender dysphoria, you need to get help and you need to move forward from that. I also believe that if you're using it as I believe that these people do, which is to gain a financial or an edge one way or another, then you're in the wrong. And for people to advocate for that, Democrats, we're not supposed to call them out, but that's what they are. That's what they've done. To actually do that and actually think that that's okay, you're not doing anybody any favors. You're not helping the people who are vulnerable. The people who are vulnerable are, in fact, the women. And that is just the truth. The truth is inconvenience. There's a lot of truths that I don't like. The whole thing between Trump and Musk this past week, I didn't like any of that. It was what it was.
Yeah.
But you know what? It'll get figured out. I mean,
it will.
You hope it'll get figured out, right?
Yeah, it will.
All right.
Let me just say one thing, man.
Yeah.
The statement of he dominated the female sport will never make any sense to me and should not have any place in any sporting arena. I'm sorry, but that's just, that's how I feel.
Hey, I think if AD really wanted to compete, he should have trained harder. And if he falls short, he falls short.
Right. It's the way it is.
Disappointment is unfortunately a part of life too.
That's competition for you.
That's what it is.
That's
I ain't the best trumpet player in the room anymore. I can work to get better. And then maybe I can challenge the guys. But until then, I'm going to sit right where I'm supposed to sit. That's reality, man. Disappointment's a part of life, right?
Yeah, I knew I was never the best bass player on earth, and I never claimed to be, and I never will be, and that's okay.
Come on, man. You can give Getty a run for his money, right?
I sure have tried.
or Steve Harris.
Or Steve Harris, right. Yeah, I'm not even close to those guys.
All right, guys. We will see you next week. I'll get with H Train, and I'll get all of this other stuff figured out so that I can be more efficient and have it in a much better situation. All right.
Yeah, and talk to them about my getting on too.
Yeah, I'll work on. I'll work on that too. Yeah, man. We'll figure that out. I have some thoughts on how to make that work. So
cool.
All right, guys.
Good day, buddy.
All right. God bless you all, and God bless these United States of America.
Godspeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.